All right, all right. Checking some audio levels. Letting some folks get tuned in here. I just finished up with rehearsal with old Ben Eller and Andy Campbell and getting ready for Shiprocked. And this is a big event. You guys ever done the cruises? Let me get my armrests down, get comfortable here. Doing the cruises with they're essentially festivals on the water. I know that Joe Bonamassa does them, and lots of folks do. I've done them with country artists. I remember doing some with Low Cash, did some with those guys, and I've done Shiprocked with that crowd. I love those guys. That's Alan and Al McManus and Chad and Jen and all the crowd that puts on that event is really, really fun to work with. I think I've done about 8 or 9 of those now. And this year, we're kind of acting as, not kind of, I mean, like I'm the musical director, and Ben and Andy and myself, we're kind of acting as like a house band for the Stowaways. And then we bring in all the superstars to do their songs. One Stowaway set's going to be all revolutionary themed, and another one's like all 90s themed. It's going to be really sick. It's going to be so sick. Doing all kinds of fun tunes. I mean, you think about whatever you might assume we would do in a revolutionary set, and I bet we're doing it, Welcome, guys. And then, of course, trying to remember not only how much material's needed for that, which is a lot. It's 2 90-minute sets, different songs. And then, of course, we've got my music too. So there's like 4 shows over the course of a week. And we were just been shooting out the any kind of, not really problem areas, but just trying to get to where you're not just playing the tunes to remember them, but you've got to a point to where you're having fun with the tunes. And that's something I wanted to talk about today, which is getting to the point in your playing that you're having fun with it. It's not something you're trying to achieve like a video game. I say that as an avid gamer. I'm a big fan of gaming, and the idea that leveling with guitar, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make, right? Like you're trying to like level up your playing. Thinking that if you get to the next rung, then you're gonna, be happier or whatever. More, it's like, it's really not like that. It's more of a thing where if you get to a point where you're genuinely having fun playing the tunes, then you've achieved a real Zen-like state. And I think we can all agree that with Jeff Beck's passing, I've been watching so much Jeff Beck. I watched a great video earlier today. My friend Brad Bohannon sent me while I was like packing up gear and getting ready to go over to the rehearsal spot. Brad sent me it was Jeff Beck talking about cars, and he was being interviewed by Barry McGuire, right? I think it was like a car nut show back in the 90s ish. I remember it being on like the Automotive Speed Network, right? That was the channel. Me and my dad liked Speed Network. He's the one that got me into cars. It was my pops. So it was really cool watching Jeff Beck talk about hot rods and, seeing his garage and all that stuff. It's really, really great video. Getting to the point of Jeff Beck and learning songs and how this ties together, you can watch him. I mean, how many different versions of Ended His Lovers has he played? Or there's a billion, right? And then of course there's, Day in a Life and Lead Boots and Stratus and all these types of tunes that he's synonymous with playing. Like, you're kind of, it's like going to see, your favorite guitar player. Van Halen's they were always going to play Panama. You know what I mean? It's always going to happen. So it's like thinking about how to get to a point where you're having fun with stuff and it's playful and it's creative, and you're not just regurgitating the same exact situation every time. It's not classical music, right? And even with bands like Dream Theater, I was fortunate enough, I don't know if you guys know, Jordan Rudess has been playing a lot of guitar over the past couple of years. I think he picked it up over COVID, and like, obviously he's a musical genius, perfect pitch, freak show technique on the piano and keyboards. But talking to him, he reached out and he was like, "Hey man, I'd like to jump on a video call, maybe, take a lesson from you, steal some stuff." I was like, "God, yeah, heck, sounds awesome." So got with him and had a blast. I mean, we just had a good time talking about, the differences of keyboard and guitar and the approach and how to really coax the bends and the manipulation, the sonic manipulation that can happen, that a guitar can offer that, keyboard doesn't really offer. A keyboard is very, it's like, yeah, there's pitch wheel and Jan Hammer and bending notes and like, it's all there, but like that's not quite on the same level as like a Mike Landau or a Henderson or a Jeff Beck style player that just has command of the fluidity or even a slide player, right? Like Sonny Landreth or Derek or any of those guys. It's like a whole different level of malleability. Is that the right word? To be malleable. Like when you think about the note not being like a note that's just played and projected out, it's like a rubber band type of thing. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to get your thoughts on that type of stuff and hang out a bit, maybe get the guitar out and do some picking. But I just wanted to kind of get the ball rolling here with some chat and, maybe your guys' favorite moments with Jeff, and talk about how to assimilate a large volume of material, whether that be for a show, a tour, like what we're doing with this shiprocked thing. I had a lesson with a really great student the other day. His name is Guy. And, man, it was really cool to get with him because he was like, man, I'm dedicating a month at a time to different genres. He said, I'm going to dedicate X amount of time to learning, chicken picking and country. So I want another month to working on technique and shred, legato, fusion stuff, whatever, so on and so forth. And, it was cool to get with him and kind of get that perspective. And he asked me, he's like, how do you divide it up? And it's like, man, unfortunately where I'm at as far as being busy and trying to accomplish everything, it's like that's no longer a thing. That is no longer, I have to assimilate and acquire a lot of different styles of music very quickly and retain that knowledge. And that's really the hardest part for me as a player. I do pretty well as far as the hands go and being able to navigate. There's not a lot of technical issues that I have with hands. Retaining information is a big one. Like I've learned Donnelly 19 times in my life. And if I had to play it right now, I couldn't even tell you what freaking chord it starts on. There's a video from fall, like this past fall, I think, or maybe fall a year ago, of me playing Donnelly on my Instagram. It's like, yes, I can play it. I can play the head. I can navigate it. I can improvise over the changes. And like, I don't play it for 3 months and I'm just like, well, no clue how it goes. No clue. There's videos of me doing like Glass Prison or, whatever fun thing I learned. And then it's just gone. So it doesn't stick to you. And I think that's one of the things that when we're working with our instruments and we're trying to become better players, we're focused on acquiring new tools, new skill sets, new licks, new harmony, new rhythm, whatever that might be. We're really focused on that, but it doesn't stick with us after it's gone and you're not playing it. However, on the flip side, there's a lot of things when I go to study things, I study. I've studied Tony Rice a lot in my life. I've studied Steve Morse a lot in my life. I've studied Eric Johnson a lot in my life. I've studied Brent Mason a lot. A lot of these players that I really look up to, Sam Bush, Bela Fleck, like Jerry Douglas. I've studied all these guys a ton. And when I go to play in the style of, and someone's like, man, I need give me kind of a Lukather thing right here. I know exactly what they mean without having to resort to playing a Steve Lukather lick. And it's because you kind of get into the DNA of what the sound is, what makes a player like sound like themselves. Like look at it like from the Jeff angle, right? I wish I had my Jeff Beck shirt on. I just made it working on a video for you guys regarding Jeff. I got this really awesome Jeff Beck t-shirt that's that you guys will see soon. Anyways, when you look at it from a Jeff Beck standpoint, you go, man, was it the licks? No, it's not like a lick thing. It's not like this vocabulary. It was like, yeah, that's there, but Jeff was so dialed into the idea of a sound where how he put his fingers onto the guitar, how he pulled the strings, how things were manipulated from a finesse and a touch, really caring about not making this note that he can recreate perfectly every time like a MIDI file. That's very much a new school way of playing. Guys like Ichika or, Tim Henson, they're looking to recreate the note, perfectly. Jeff was very old school in that he wanted every note every single time to be different, like a different kind of delivery of the note, which is intriguing, mysterious. That was his magic. You can't copy it, right? Like it's incomparable, and focusing on the sound more so than a lick or I'm trying to do this thing the same way every time. You could go to a live show and listen to 4 songs and there wouldn't be any really hot chops, but you're mesmerized because the delivery of the music connected on the next level other than just putting your fingers down, right? So let me jump over here to the chat now that we got some guys in here. Good afternoon to all. Sorry for the late start. You can blame Ben Eller and Andy Campbell and myself for that. We can all 3 be blamed because we got in there, we got started playing some tunes, some tasty treats, and we had to run through all of the tunes, all of my set, which is there's a lot of stuff in my set for Shiprocked. Holy cow, we're doing a lot of tunes. We're doing 2 1-hour sets, and I'm finally gonna be brave enough to step out and play an Eric Johnson tune on live out. I'm not doing Cliffs Dover, right? Like, I'm not gonna touch that with 10-foot pole. But we are going to play Zap. I'm a huge EJ fan. I've got some very special news coming for you very, very soon regarding one Eric Johnson. And I am so freaking happy about it. Just so happy. So I can't wait to announce that. But because of that, in celebration of, we're like, dude, let's do an EJ tune. Let's do one. So we did, we chose to do Zap, and we ran through it today, and it was like, ooh, this feels really good. This is a good feeling tune. And obviously my tunes, set list, Junktown, Forgotten Secrets, gonna shred neck, because you guys loved that video that I posted on Instagram. And I was like, well, I guess people still like that song. I always kind of think of it as a shtick. It was a joke, cheeky kind of thing, but people still like it, so I guess we'll play it. And Hardest Goodbye, Reach, all kinds of good stuff like that. Give it up for American Musical Supply in the house today. Super excited to hang next week. We're going to be doing a guitar contest on the cruise. I hope I didn't give away something. I can say that, right? It's too late now. Internet, they have it now. Yeah, we're going to do a guitar contest on the boat, which is going to be awesome. And I'm going to judge it. Judge your playing. That sounds so dark, doesn't it? I will judge you. Judge your playing. It's not really a thing that... I don't look at music as a competition, which is ironic. I'm going to drink some water because I'm dehydrated. Very ironic that I don't look at music as a competition, because a lot of my formative years as a bluegrass musician was bluegrass festivals and getting started in those bluegrass competitions with my cousin and my granddad. And those were like the most important years of the building of my perspective of music, and they were competitions. However, I won plenty, I lost plenty. It's really fun because now guys that I would compete against, they all have really successful careers, and I'm blessed too and have a successful career. Guys like Cody Kilby and Andy Leftwich and those cats, like we were competing against each other all the time, and it was really fun. Sometimes so-and-so would win, this person win, I'd win, they'd win, like really good stuff. However, when I was talking about the competition thing, I'm kind of rambling. It's been a sporadic morning. What I was saying about competition is like the last time I was like, all right, I'm done with competitions. It was the Guitarmageddon thing. I was lucky enough to win that thing. And, man, there was like 3,500 people that entered, and, I was I guess the sun was just shining on me that day. And as my dad had a great way of saying, he's like, the sun will shine on every dog at least once, right? And so I guess that was the day it's shining on me. And so when I won that, I was like, all right, you just beat 3,500 people. Let's not do any more competitions. Let's just retire here and call it, right? Okay, I'm gonna check out the chat here. Good afternoon, Andy and all. I hear a lot of Jeff Beck's influence on master guitar players like Brent Mason, Steve Lukather, Albert Lee. Jeff Beck are my favorite. Yeah, Albert Lee and Jeff Beck are favorite British guitar players. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Jared McGuire is saying, I want to call you Jerry. Just, I know you probably hate that, but I do so bad. I want to make all those jokes. I'm not going to. Mr. McGuire says, I heard Wes Hauck. By the way, everyone go check out Wes Hauck. He's a sick player. Sick. Like mega good. One of the best metal rhythm players on earth. Like Wes, if you're watching this, you are one of the best rhythm players literally on earth. Wes Hauck said something like, you play something 1,000 times, it's yours. Not legally speaking, but I think the point still stands, right? Yeah, that's the thing. That is the deal, is like getting it to where it's playful, and you can have a really great experience delivering the tune that you played maybe the night before or the couple of nights before, delivering it again for a different story. I look forward to playing Junktown because the solo section is going to be different every single time I play it. I have no idea what's going to happen in that solo section. Same way with Reach. I don't know. Some of the solos are composed, like Hardest Goodbye is a little more of a composition. However, I improvise the second verse. I don't really have music where I don't ever twist and turn on it somehow. Steve Ship here says, I'm new to this channel and can't believe how great of a guitar player Andy is. Glad to meet everyone. Steve, man, thank you for the kind words. Wow. Very, very nice of you to say. We've got a great community here. Also, you know, with all the things that we do with Woodshed Guitar Experience. You guys remember how I was saying I had some big news about Eric Johnson? I'm not going to say much more. You can put two and two together. But there's going to be announcements, and those announcements are going to be really great. Really, really great. We have a great community with Woodshed. We have a great community over at Patreon, too. That's where we do a lot of like live Zoom master classes, group classes, Q&As, a lot of video content, stuff like that. Scott North back in saying, very well said about Jeff Beck's playing. That's exactly what it was. He says, music always came first. It was never about the chops, but they were there. Yeah, chops can be there, but it's not about the chops, right? I think that's something that I love in all of my favorite guitar players. Like Steve Morse is identifiable long before you get one of those chromatic signature Steve Morse runs. Like it's just way more identifiable. When I hear modern prog guitar playing, I hear John Petrucci. Like it's like, every one of the new school kids is just like John Petrucci, like just like that was their cat. You know what I mean? So it's really cool. John is a fantastic player. Actually, some of my favorite John stuff is the Liquid Tension Experiment. I love that stuff. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't blow it. AMS is saying you get 30 seconds to shred. Yeah. That's tough, right? Cram your life's work into 30 seconds. That would be the intro to Reach. They're like, here, you're going to love this song. All right, time's up. Well, okay. Scott North is saying Lonely in the Night for EJ. Yeah. Daniel says, hi, Andy. Hello, Daniel. Would love to see you in South America. You basically introduced me to bluegrass. Man, yes. Yes, I would love to get down to South America again. We did an event down there, a guitar festival in Cartagena, and it was awesome. I desperately want to go back. Jamashuga just put the words John 5. Yes. John 5. I like him. He's killer. Tom's in the house. Good to see you, Tom. Drew Gregory says, do you ever play baritones? Actually, yeah. This green guitar that's like right there. That's a baritone, and it's on my new record, and it's really cool. Tom, yeah, I'll get to picking in a minute. I actually just came in and sat down, so yeah, maybe I'll grab that baritone. Let's do that. Let's just be random. It's a really cool guitar. It's a Fender, like Telly kind of thing. Really great color. I love this color so much. It's so cool. Big old baritone scenario. The good folks at Fender hooked me up with this. I reached out expressing the needs for a baritone for the new record. And they were like, actually, man, we got something we think you might be into. Think you might be liking a whole lot. So let me see if I can get this bad boy in tune. It's been hanging on the wall through this cold weather. So everything is flat. I tracked the baritones, I don't know, maybe in December sometime. And I haven't played it since. Let's get in here. There's a low B. Let's do B. Oh. I need to put a heavier gauge on this thing, I think. I'm a little ham-fisted because the rehearsals just finished up, and that's better. Let's see what we got here. Let's put on this other camera and see if we can get some action here in this other camera too. Excuse me. Yeah, let's see if we can turn this on. Maybe a little tremolo. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? He said turn the tremolo back on, yeah. I don't know what we're riding, but we're riding something. Beat it up. Yeah, so that's baritone life, I guess. I don't know. That's, you know, I love baritones. I don't really get them and start immediately just chugging away like a lot of players do. It's not really that world for me. It's more this world that I love. You know? Yeah, it's like a cool. Check that tune, like tuning real quick. I like that sound though, you know? It's really cool. Get that thing to stay in tune, ain't it? Oh, that loader string doesn't want to behave. Let's try it one more time. It does not want to behave. There we go. Maybe that'll do it. Sounds like no, I love the gent stuff. It's just not like when I hear that gutty sound. It's got more the Merle Haggard thing, right? Yeah. All right. It's cool. It's a really fun sound. Let's check out some chats. Michael's saying no gent for you. I like the gent. Will Barton's in the house. Man, go check out Will's channel. Will's a monster player. Posted some cool Clint Strong stuff last week. Man, woo, good stuff. I don't even know what gauge string's on this. Thank you, F Beater. Better? Yeah. tips on ear training. It's a really simple tip. Try to associate intervals with songs that you know. Like a minor 9 is Jaws, right? And then 1 to flat 7 to 1 is like You Really Got Me Going. Like, think of intervals as songs that you know, right? Like the Lydian thing is like the Simpsons, right? Those kind of ways of thinking help me hear it on the fly. Spad is here. Spad says, new to the channel, new to the Patreon, 70 years young. Picking the Strat after 45-year hiatus. It's been a long time since I rock and roll. Let me get back at it. Man, Spad, shoot me a message on the old Patreon machine. I love it, man. I love that you're getting back into the game and jumping back on the strings. It's so rewarding. It's just my granddad, man, he played till the day he died, and he was 92 years old, and it was really, really cool that music was with him his whole life. And I hope that, you know, like that was the Jeff thing, man. I just saw Jeff in November, so it's really cool that he played till the end, till the very, very end, man. Let's chime in here. Here we go. Could you play with the bender guitar like Jeff Beck with a tremolo bar? No is the reason, because the tremolo brings the pitch down and raises the pitch. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, you can pre-bend and drop it down. Yeah, but it's not that you don't have the control of the in-between as easy. A B-bender is very much like a switch to me. Like you press it for the switch no matter what that speed is, but you're going for that. You don't really play in between. Whereas like a bar, I'll play in between with it. Yeah. Andy Perez says, I got the feeling. Oh, man, thanks. Yeah, Will said it would make it through December, right? Yeah. Zella says Mark has brought the baritone forward. Yeah, man. Old Mark really has, dude. He joined in with our Patreon last week, and it was really cool to have him as a guest. Very, very cool. Not copying, but stealing. That's a weird thing, right? Talking about stealing as much as you can. Here's the thing, you'll never sound like anybody else. So even when you take an idea that belongs to somebody else, Lord knows I play a bunch of Steve Morse ideas and Eric Johnson things, but I put my own spin on them, and I play a lot of double stop hybrid stuff in rock and fusion and those places, and it gives it a unique sound. It just sounds like me, over anything else. Here is the first I ever heard a baritone was Pete Yorn's So Much Work matched the melancholy mood of the lyrics perfectly. I think that is so cool. That's so cool. I need to check that song. I don't know that one. Tom says I'm going to use some of that melody for a song. You said we're writing. Miss her when she left. Yeah. I always have crazy song names when people are like starting to write songs. One of my favorite ones that I always default to is, well, I lobster, but I flounder. Where is she in the sea now? Right. I can see her now. SEA, right? That'd be a good one. Lobster and then flounder. Igor says, how to get good at 12-bar blues mixing lead and rhythm at the same time. Like Scuttle Button. I mean, that's a thing where you've got to be a strong rhythm player first. You can interject lead lines when you're a strong rhythm player, but you can't work it the other way around. You can't interject rhythm if you're a strong lead player. I know it sounds weird, but like there's a difference in how you play rhythm. There's a difference in how I play rhythm than how I play lead. And putting the rhythm at the front lets you kind of know in that right hand, because it's really just a tambourine at some point. At some point you're just playing some, that thing, interjecting lead lines into that. So, Igor, focus on your rhythm playing first. If you feel comfortable going. You know what I'm saying? Like you can interject it when you get it rolling. Will Barton, play in a 3-piece. It'll do things to you, my man. Will's right. Will, so that's interesting. We've been doing the trio stuff today and taking tunes like Beyond the Reef and making them a trio, taking tunes like Everlong and making it a trio instrumental song, things like that. It lets you know what can happen and what can't. And like your bass player and you as the guitarist, you kind of lean into each other. And I think that's what's really, nice when you have a really great rhythm section is you lean into them. And like now you just rely on them to outline more. And you could strip away all the layers and it's real pretty, because there's not a lot going on. I think that's an interesting thing with a lot of instrumental music these days is just a wall of guitar tracks and synthesizers and strings and all of this production. There's just walls and walls of production. I think it's really cool when you have a naked trio out there, like not literally naked. Keep your shirt on, keep your pants on. Don't be naked. What I mean is like sonically naked, you know what I mean? Without tracks. Right now we're not doing any tracks. There's probably going to be some tracks implemented on my next live outings with the tunes, like this tune that's written around a baritone and with tunes that are written that have a lot of banjo dueling and instruments that aren't on the stage kind of thing. I don't know. We're still talking about that. Andy, how do you grab the pick exactly? This. Oh, sorry. That's how I grab it right there. That's how I do it. I think on that front, I always encourage people to not overthink the technique in the grip. Don't overthink it. It's got to be comfortable. You can't square peg round hole. You got to be comfortable. And what makes you comfortable and how you grip the pick's not going to make me comfortable. Some guys do this thing. Some guys do this. Jeff Beck didn't even have a pick. So there's that. Van Halen had this kind of thing where the first finger wasn't even, that was the thing he would do, So when live on stage, point of view with Skankbanger Band, live video for Spanish people like me. In Patreon, I actually have some really good footage. Let's see if I can I'm going to try to sneak it. It's probably going to sound like crap because it's coming through a phone. But I have some fun footage of us playing tasty little version here at rehearsal. Let's see if we got something here. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Let's try this. Yeah. One more time. Let's see if you guys hear that? You know this one? That's a Skankbanger sound check. Yeah. There's just some Skankbanger footage. Let's see if we can get some of the end of the outro. There's probably some very aggressive guitar playing at the end. Yeah, here we go. We're having fun. Probably some gratuitous notes here. Yeah. It's really funny because it's like that band, I don't really play like myself. I try to play like other people. But I'm going to upload that video to the Patreon. That's the kind of stuff I like to put over there, is exclusive behind the scenes kind of things like that. It makes it really fun for me to where I can not stress so much about like being public. Like YouTube's so public and it's just out there, and it's like, man, sometimes I just want to post a video of us playing a Steve Vai tune and the entire planet not go, "Oh, just being Steve Vai." It's like, man, that's a skankbanger. It's like, so the Patreon community is really great for that kind of thing. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely patreon.com/AndyWoodMusic. That's probably going to go up today. I'll probably finish this live stream and immediately upload it. Really fun though, right? Like really stupid good fun. Talking about a Yankee Rose. Yeah. James says, I play with my thumb. I don't use a pick. I play acoustic guitar. That's cool, man. I love that. I think that's really, really cool. James Taylor is one of my favorite acoustic players. Also in acoustic news, go watch Tommy Emmanuel's version of Ended as Lovers. It's really great. Really, really great. C-Bip here says, Andy, I have one of Eric Johnson's personal strap bodies. I have a warm scalped neck on it right now. It needs an authentic fender neck to be accurate. Is the body anything you'd be interested in? Yeah. I would actually send that to Sir and be like, John, make a guitar out of this. Yeah. From India. Cheers, man. Much love to India. Ron's got the best advice, right? Like, put whatever neck you want on it. Just put that's the thing. You can overthink things to the point of what it should be. This is a simple telly with a baritone neck. So it's like they're like hybrid deal. I think I can put a regular telly neck on this and it just be another telly, but I use my signature models because they don't have this big chunky piece that Fender likes to put. Mine are sculpted on the back. So you can see the difference. You see how that's like asymmetrical and it's like sculpted in. It's just a nicer design than this, I'm proud of the signature models. That was my idea. John didn't want to do it either. Which is fun. He didn't want to do it. And I don't know if let me rephrase that. It wasn't John. It was the other side of the business team that's gone now. So I say that John, that's not fair. John, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing immediately. It wasn't him. They were just like, who's going to buy that? And I was like, I don't know, just build one. So John built me one, and then next thing you know, it became a thing and everybody wanted it. Signature model kind of thing, and it just evolved into that. So I think it's a much better design, but it still gets you the really cool traditional telly tones when you need them. I don't really think that I can't get a good Telecaster sound. When does Skankbanger come to Spain or a master class from me? I would love to come over there, and I'm working with Luke he does the Vivo thing, Vimeo, the guitar master classes that we've done with like Timmons has been on it. Tim Lurch has been on it. He's killer, dude. Golly dang. He is a killer player. But yeah, I'm trying to do it. EJ isn't going to get you a neck and Fender sends him off the shelf guitars. I mean, well, the flip is like, I would just send the body to John, because if it was my body, that's what I would do, but it's not mine. I asked him myself to get me one, and he told me to my face, I've known Eric since 78. That's cool, man. That's cool. I think that's cool that he gets the off the shelf guitars, because that's what I do too. Like my guitars are off the shelf, just straight up. You go into a Sir dealer and you pick up that one. I've done clinics where I didn't even take guitars. They had mine in stock, and I was like, great, I'll just play that. I've done that at Guitar Sanctuary, actually. I had my guitars, but they had one sitting there for whatever reason. I was too lazy to go to my case. Just like pick that one up. All right, let's play, I really meant that about the song. She's gone, I couldn't be happier. Now I can get on your Patreon. Incredible. Ah, yes. Vindictive. I love it. I feel like the Emperor. Good. I feel your hate flowing through you. Any ideas on rosewood versus maple? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a maple kind of guy. They actually didn't have this in maple. So this is like the only rosewood telly that I have. It's really cool though, because it's a baritone. Look how long that thing is. It's like feels like it just goes forever. Tony Martinez. Yes, I really love Tony. He is a dear friend. I love that guy. I want to come to Spain and just see him and all the boys. We have so many friends thanks to guitar that are just global. Like, it's really a beautiful thing what the guitar community has given all of us in terms of genuine friendships and just, that kind of honest stuff, like, being friends with Jack Gardner and Tom Quayle. These are my friends outside of even being monster guitar players. It's really, really cool. Travis McCartney says, when the manufacturing tolerances are that good, you can get away with it. That's the thing, right? They got to be really high. I feel like Pete's saying, I feel like guitar shops should have samples of all neck shapes and fingerboard radius. What do you mean by that? Because that would be like, it would have to be at dealers. And at that point, dealers should just have the guitars, right? Like, I don't know. That would be an interesting thing because it would take a lot of resources to make that happen for every single dealer. Michael Rizzo says, I always like Rosewood Ebony fretboards. Yeah, it's cool, man. My friend Randy Holmes, that's my business partner, and he owns Open Chord. He always liked ebony fretboards. I think Ben likes them too. Maybe does Ben like them? I think he does. I think Ben likes them. What gauge did I go for on the Barry? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It feels, by the size of the diameter, it feels like a 12 to 56. This feels like what's on my acoustics, but it's tuned so low, it's a little rubber bandy. I want to go heavier, so maybe I have to do a custom gauge, maybe 13s. I don't know, Bradley. I'm sorry, man. It's. I think this is the string set that came on it. I don't think I've restrung it. Yeah, Andy, I hear you, bro. I'll put those on Patreon. Those kind of solos are on Patreon. Yeah, they do have the necks at the Gibson garages. However, dude, that freaking Murphy Lab that I got, shout out to Sweetwater for having several of those in stock. It's a really, really cool guitar. This is a really cool guitar. The old Murphy. Isn't that cool? Just a sick looking working man's Les Paul. Big neck. I love it. So freaking cool. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm going to name the two whiskey guitars. I've never named, I rarely name guitars, but I think I'm going to name these. This is the single coil. So maybe I'm going to name them after my dad's German Shepherds when he was a kid. He had two German Shepherds named Saul and Sam. King Solomon and Sam Whiskey. So I think the single coil one has to be Sam Whiskey, and this can be King Solomon. So yeah, Saul and Sam. There they are. They just got named. Yeah, that's cool. King Solomon and Sam Whiskey. Yeah. It's weird, Michael. The 12s, they're rubber bands. You're tuned down to B. So it's like, it's down a fifth. So it's not. That's the 58. That's the 58 Murphy. Which I like, man. I like the 58 maybe a little bit better than the 59. Just because I like a little more neck on that. It's really cool. Just to get an idea of the fit in your hands. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, those are good names, right? Saul and Sam. Blake says, I watched one of your videos on Eric Johnson, and you're playing in G major, then play a major chord on the flat third, and I found it so cool and natural how you switch keys like that. Any more tips? Yeah, I mean, you can kind of look at it as moving a key center, like where you're going to. You can like 2-5-1 into everything you're going to. That's a Mike Hicks thing. The next thing that I would look at is like if I wanted to walk down, one of the tricks that I use in like Junktown is like 1 flat 7, the 5 of that chord back again, a whole step behind that, the 5 of that chord, back again, a whole step behind that, the 5 of that chord, right? You can like do the circle thing, you know, with the chord changes. It's really cool. Pete saying, just to get, he says, fret height, too many things. Sorry, I missed that. Andrew says, I bought both of your signature pedals and I use them as always on. Sound praise. Yeah, they're great, man. Like, I really think we nailed it with both pedals. We took a lot of time developing gearbox and the voicing. Here's the pro tip that I like is gearbox's top end and its teeth and its bite, that comes from the mid knob. So I actually run the treble kind of at noon and the bass at like 11 o'clock and the mid's like way back. So it doesn't have a lot of bite. That's how I get that like smooth singing kind of tone. My telly necks on the signature models are elliptical. So like they're thick on the bass side, but they're a little thinner on the treble side. Thanks, Bill. Bill is saying his playing has inspired him simply because of the tone is better. If you're looking for Woodshed compressor, I would check out Open Chord Music. Obviously, I love Randy. And Guitar Sanctuary. I love Brian and those guys. Those guys always have them in stock. Barnett Music Exchange. Midwood over in Charlotte in North Carolina. I love those places. They carry all the Sir stuff. And Gearbox, our friends at American Musical Supply carry Gearbox. So, yeah, it's your friendly neighborhood Wampler dealer. Hey, Andy, I need to learn Local Hero. I haven't heard it enough to be able to just shoot from the hip like that. I played it at Kimbrough's and Franklin's a couple weeks ago, and the Gearbox Channel 2 screamed. It's killer, right? It's just such a great gain flavor, and I feel like the noise gate works really well. And so man, I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys checking them out. It's been really cool to get behind signature products that weren't pre-existing products that we just slapped a paint job on. You know, like my guitar was my design, my idea, and they made it happen. Gearbox had a lot of functionality and some tweaks to existing pedals, but things that made more sense. And Woodshed compressor was a ground up with Kevin Sir. So yeah, I mean, we're really, really proud of all the products. Speaking of, we got new pickups coming out. The humbuckers in the brown, well, in both of my signature guitars, the black one is on the wall. I think, yeah, it's up there on the wall. Let's see if it's out of shot. Yeah, there it is. Whoop. You can see it in the bottom camera. The new pickups. So really excited about those. And I have a guitar that's coming. That's going to be those. And I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but it's really cool. And we're adding a new color to the signature line, which is awesome. Saw an interview with Billy Gibbons. He told B.B. King to go to 8s. He was working too hard. I love that. Yeah, I love that. Bought a used Woodshed compressor and the light wouldn't go out. Contacted Sir. Even though it was used, they had me ship it to him, fix it, shipped it back for free. Fantastic. I mean, that's customer service. That's why I like to work with those guys. They take care of stuff. Man, all right. I want to upload some things, and I can't upload things and be live. I really enjoyed the streams. I'm going to stream more this year. If you guys wouldn't do me a solid favor, please, please go and click the subscribe button right now. I'm going to stream more, and for you guys to know when I'm going to stream, you have to click the subscribe button and get the notification. So please do that. I really appreciate you. And, as far as Travis McCartney is chiming in right now, we're going to do a little housekeeping before we sign off. Jim Dover, I see you, brother. Travis says, where's the best place to find out when and if you'll be playing live in my area? That is going to be andywoodmusic.com. We'll be uploading the 2023 calendar very soon. And the other thing is, if you want to support the channel and support the content, you can go to patreon.com/andywoodmusic. That will get you access to the live Zoom masterclass, the behind the scenes, the things like the fun skank banger videos and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the housekeeping we've got. Thanks for hanging out with us today, man. I'm going to be streaming a lot more. I might even try to stream other stuff, video games or whatever. Thanks, Chuck. Chuck is in the house. New pickups, magnets, and other info. Yes, there is a different magnet in it. That's a big one. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. But if you like guys like Billy Gibbons, Slash, and Eddie Van Halen, it's that kind of magnet. That's all I'm going to say. Leave it there. Be announcing more of that this week. AndyWoodMusic.com, Patreon.com/AndyWoodMusic. Is Woodshed Experience happening in the summer? Yes, Rondé, it is. And boy, we've got a Texas-sized surprise for you guys with our one of our main guests of honor. I'm so excited to have him. And that's all we'll say. The dude has a tone as big as Texas, and I'm really excited about him coming. So Woodshed is happening. So make it happen. You can sign up now. I think there's still an early bird. Chuck, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's still an early bird scenario for the Woodshed Guitar Experience. Sign up. And yeah, man, it is going to be Bill. Nope, it's not DG. I should call him though. It's too awesome to grab up. Yeah, the Mateus guitar is great. It's a little chunkier neck. I like that too. It's really, really good. Hi, Andy. Just arriving, and I'll watch what I missed later today. Sessions with Jeff. Thank you. Woodshed announcements coming soon. Patreon's got to get the Woodshed announcement before anybody else, by the way. Everything goes to Patreon. No, Chuck, you're right. Everything goes to Patreon first and then comes out. So Woodshed Guitar Experience is where you can sign up. That link that Chuck just posted is the link you want for Woodshed Guitar Experience. We're gonna have a great year. And I'm excited to have you guys part of the community. It's real great. It's a real great community that we've got. And man, if you want to hang more, we got private Discord servers and all that kind of stuff. You can post your videos and hang out. I'm going to finish editing this Jeff Beck tribute and make it happen. Bill Wilson, come on. It can't be that little band from Texas. No, it's not BG. It's not Billy Gibbons. I need to hit him up. Oh, but if you know anything about my albums and you know those tribute songs, especially the song Back to Austin, it's probably going to tell you a lot. And I'm excited. We're going to be announcing some big stuff. I'm grinning because it's cool. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out this week. Not this week. This time. I got to stop saying this week. We're gonna stream more. So yeah, that's what this stream is going to be. And thanks for hanging. We'll see you soon.